Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. This is your reading, bonus reading for Scorpio. Your last reading was so interesting, I'm going to try to see if I can get some more information. This is for Scorpio. Plus I'm kind of nosy, I want to know what's going on. It's going to be a 5-card spread, it's going to be a quick reading. We'll see what's going on. I want to see if I can get some secondary energies. If I don't get anything that's really, promising, I probably won't even upload this. Sometimes I get some really cool stuff when I do this. See what the incoming energy is. Like I said, it's going to be a fast read. Everything negative, we'll work through it. 3 of Swords, somebody's heartbroken. 3 of Swords has to do when someone is really feeling a lot of sorrow, where someone literally pierced someone's heart. On some occasions, rare occasions, it does have to do with a third party, but not always. Sometimes someone is just really depressed and feeling sorrow and brokenhearted over something. It could be anything. So let's get 5 cards. There's love, 2 of Cups, could have to do with love. Obstacle, could have to do with the Queen of Cups. This could be you or another water sign. It could be another Scorpio. It could be a Pisces, Cancer. They're the obstacle. You could be the obstacle. Ace of Swords, as the current environment, you're going to say something and have your truth. Now, I know you had something you weren't expecting coming in. It could be that it has something to do with that heartache, but you do have other things coming in, and you may have broken somebody's heart, possibly. You are the obstacle, or you're feeling like you are the obstacle, but the Ace of Swords, something gets cut out, or a truth is said in a forceful manner, like they mean it. And sometimes it comes across kind of harsh, and that could be why the heartbreak is there. Harsh words are said, possibly, but I didn't get the 5 of Swords yet, so we'll see. It may not. Outside influence, that has to do with the lovers. Got the 2 of Cups here, the lovers. Must be important. So it has something to do with someone you care about, someone you have feelings for, they have feelings for you. Final outcome. Someone's seeing things for how they are now, with the 2 of Swords in reverse. Let's see if we can clarify some of these. These are the clarifying cards, and I shuffle these prior and I concentrate on your sign. Let's see what's going on here. We got some decent energies. I see a love situation. Sometimes with the 2 of Swords in reverse is someone, unblocking somebody, but not always. Sometimes it has to do with just seeing things for how they are, no longer blindfolded, no longer kept in the dark, in other words. Death in reverse, something may try to resurrect in your life. It is Mercury in retrograde coming up, so you may hear about someone that you ended something with. They may come up to you, they may call you, or you just may hear something about them. So I'm thinking of someone you may be having a past heartbreak with too, but I don't know yet. Let's see. I'm going to put 5 more out. This is you're disappointed, or you are disappointed, or somebody's disappointed in you with the 5 of Cups in a love type situation or emotional situation. Someone's feeling trapped. It could be you. Maybe that's the obstacle. You're feeling trapped with the 8 of Swords, and you don't like feeling trapped or tied up, or someone may be feeling this way towards you, that you're trapping them. Queen of Cups, this is you having your truth, having your say, and possibly cutting something out, or letting people just know what you think. Queen of Cups, like I said, can be you. It could be another Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or someone taking on that energy. Outside influences, Page of Pentacles. You may hear a message or lack of a message of finances, but doesn't have to be. It can be earth element. It could be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Or like I said, messages you didn't receive, or someone didn't receive a message from you, and remember, we have disappointment because of that. Final outcome, Page of Swords. If someone's letting their guard down, they're letting things down, they're seeing things for how they are, and they're opening up, and there's a Page of Swords with a message. So a new message is coming in, and it's coming in quickly. So you're getting a message. And last thing, what you have, something you weren't expecting or something like that. Now you got the Lovers in the past. Let's get one more card for each. Or the Two of Cups in the past with the Five of Cups. Someone's disappointed over an emotional situation. It could have to do with love. Why are you there? Two of Cups and the Five of Cups. Why are you there? Scorpio. Karmic cycle has not ended. You're still thinking about the past, or they're still thinking about you. Someone's still thinking about you with disappointment. They're not over it yet. Now the obstacle, it could be you. Remember, it's a Cups energy, the Queen of Cups. She's there twice, so she's important. Like I said, this could be you. Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords as the obstacle. Why you there? Maybe you just don't want to be trapped in love right now, or they don't. You feel like, with the Star card in reverse, I'm going to put that there. I'm thinking it came out kind of reverse, but I'm going to put it on the side, okay? Because it kind of spun a little. There. But with the Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the Hope, or the Star card, it's like someone was hopeful. They're hoping for something. They're wanting justice. They're wanting things in their life, but they're feeling trapped and they feel like they can't break free. That's the obstacle. Could be that some of you are feeling an injustice is being done to you too. You may cut something out. Something keeps on trying to pop out and I'm going to let it. But you're almost undecided in a way. You're almost don't know if you should, but I think you're going to. You're thinking, is my judgment right? Am I doing the right thing? But apparently you're going to say something anyway, because you got the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups, and you got the Judgment in reverse. So, and Judgment can be pretty harsh. Sometimes when Scorpio is feeling cross, they can get pretty harsh. Or you could be dealing, like I said, with another water sign. Or you could be dealing earth sign. You could also be dealing with air, because swords have a lot to do with the air. You know, air signs. Can I get another card for the Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Judgment in reverse? Page of Cups. Yeah, you're not... What you're going to say is not considered... I hate to use the word unkind, but it comes across, like I said, a little rough with the Page of Cups in reverse. The messages that are going to be given sharply and to the point, and emotions are not going to get in the way. Let me put it to you that way. Now, outside environment, this has to do with the Lover in the upright and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Why are you there for Scorpio? What is going on? Queen of Pentacles. I do believe it has something to do with someone with a lot of earth in their chart. Again, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. They feel like they're in the upright. You may feel like they're not acting right. They feel that they are, you know. And it's like a he says, she says, you know, he says, whatever, you know, you're into. But the Lovers and the Pentacles... Got the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. Someone's not liking the message either that they are given. So why are you there? Lovers, Page of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. Why are you there? You're moving on. You're wanting to move on from troubled waters. You want to cut your losses for some reason. Or you may be moving on from, for some of you, may be moving on from this argument for some of you. But usually when someone's moving on from troubled waters, they're moving on from trouble. You know, they're wanting a happier situation. They're wanting calmer waters. So someone's wanting, you know, calmer waters with you, or you're wanting calmer waters with them. But it looks like sharp words were said. But this cycle is not over. Someone's kind of disappointed. There was some heartbreak involved. Could have to do, like I said, with very few, you know, people. Could have to do with a third party, but not necessarily. It could be that words break hearts too. You know, they hurt. Words hurt. Now, in the end, you got the Two of Wands in reverse with the Page of Swords. So you're letting things out. You're no longer holding back. You no longer have the blindfold on. You're seeing things for how they are, or someone around you is, and it's there. Something's going to be said. You're going to have your say. You're going to have your truth. You're not going to back down. whatever it is. But remember, someone's going to get their heart broke, whether you do or whether you get your heart broke or they do. So remember that if you want to avoid this situation, the way you do that is to avoid sharp words. You know, hold it back a little. But I don't think you're going to. With the Two of Swords, you know, you do have the power to, you have free will, so you can change this outcome if you want to. You do not have to take this path, change your path. You can. So Two of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords in the upright while you're there. And coming out, oh, yeah, coming out of feeling betrayal. So maybe you're going to have your say. You're going to say, I feel like you really messed me over. You hurt me. Or the person around you could be saying this to you. But somebody's going to have their say, and you are going to be coming out of this betrayal things. You're getting things off your chest. And they will too. And you'll let this go by because something is unfinished. Something is unfinished. This isn't over yet. But when you have your say and they have their say, and you get this all off your chest where you can feel like, you know, where you have a little bit more freedom, you know, to be who you are, you can let your swords down and unblock somebody and come out of betrayal. And you got the Two of Swords again in reverse, coming out of where you're blocking somebody. You're seeing things for how they are. You're seeing things for clearly, and you no longer have this blindfold on. You've taken it off. So I do think you're coming out of betrayal, but first you're going to have to say what you got to say. So that is your reading. I do see things getting better, but words are going to be, like I said. And I'll talk to you later, okay? And I'll let this go. See you later, Scorpio. And I'll try to get this up as soon as I can as your bonus reading. Bye.